Hi, my name's Phil. I like talking about politics, and in this video I'd like to quickly discuss the latest failure of Nadine Dorries to accuse another MP of bullying and consider what should and should not be acceptable in social media exchanges. But first, if you'd like to be notified of daily news and politics, please subscribe to the channel. So, John Nicholson, an SNP MP, who carried out a fair amount of, shall we say, robust opposition to Nadine Dorries' nonsense when she was Culture Secretary. Do you remember that? When she was the Secretary of State for Culture. Yeah. But anyway, she accused him of bullying her. Now, initially, the Standards Commissioner found in favour of Dorries, but the decision has been appealed and overturned. So what was the complaint related to and why was it overturned? Essentially, Nadine Dorries says that Nicholson liked and retweeted a number of tweets that were less than complimentary about her. Now, as far as I can tell, Nicholson did not himself tweet anything uncomplimentary, but liked and retweeted. Now, obviously, if you like a post, retweets don't always suggest approval, but if you like a post, that is fairly clear language that you approve of it. Maybe not strongly enough to comment, but you approve. So you are associating yourself with the sentiment. So if the post was like really awful, if it was hateful, then absolutely you could take issue with that. So what were some of these really hateful things said, which Dorries considered constituted bullying? Well, according to the report in the BBC, the ones worth pulling out were grotesque. It's like, okay, that's not very nice, but all right. Thick as two short planks. And mendacious vacuous goon. I was like, okay, right, here's the thing. If someone tweets, like if someone's just on social media and all they do is tweet cat pictures and photos of the garden, and you go describing them in those terms, I would say, hang on, that's uncalled for. What have they ever done to you? But with Nadine Dorries, I think there are a couple of factors to consider. First of all, as an MP, you're going to attract some fairly robust criticism, and not everyone is going to be polite about that criticism because they don't necessarily think you're polite in what you're doing. There are quite a few MPs who are subject to very genuinely hateful abuse in messages to them. But if I were an MP and the sort of abuse I was receiving was in the form of being called grotesque, mendacious, or thick as two short planks, do you know what? I would count myself lucky. I get worse than that on YouTube, and I would expect much worse as an MP. The second consideration, and this indeed was one of the factors which caused the overturning of the original decision, is that our Nads is no stranger to a vindictive tirade herself. Shall we not forget that she once threatened to staple someone's testicles to the floor with their own teeth? And she didn't just like it, she is the author of the tweet. She wrote it. I think that puts calling someone a mendacious vacuous goon into the shade, don't you? And Dorries has a history of shall we say, in-your-face aggressive exchanges like this. That was not a one-off. So I would suggest that context's quite important. And indeed, you know, the panel that overturned the decision also agreed. An MP who is as nice as pie to everyone that they interact with does not warrant any unpleasant language being used against them, no matter what the level. Because if they're nice to everyone, people should be nice to them. Someone who threatens to nail your balls to the floor cannot really complain if they are described as being as thick as a Boxing Day turd. The fact that the various descriptions of Dorries which have upset her are also accurate is neither here nor there. The point is, she can dish it out, but she can't take it herself. And the other point on which the overturned decision seemed to rest was that Dorries had a bit of a history of accusing others of bullying and having her claims turned down, presumably on the basis that she's a spiteful little drama queen. The appeal also considered the context of why she might have been making vexatious bullying claims as well, very likely to be related to being shown up in select committees. You know, for example, when she was trying to privatise Channel 4 so it wouldn't cost the taxpayer anything. And then it was pointed out to her, it doesn't cost the taxpayer anything. The public don't fund Channel 4. Or how she advocated that people steal Netflix accounts in Parliament. So it has to be said, she did get shown up a lot in Parliament as Secretary of State for Culture. And John Nicholson was very much one of the ones pointing out how ridiculous she was. But I'm sorry, if you don't want to look stupid, stop doing and saying stupid things. Needless to say, Nads is not taking this latest ruling well. She wrote a Twitter thread complaining about it, trying to make out that the Standards Commissioner found in her favour. It was this, she called it a sub-panel, as if it's these lesser beings, these lesser people overturn the decision. Now, I think it might be useful if MPs think that maybe there should be a code of conduct for social media exchanges. Right, okay. But what I will say is this. People in glass houses should not throw stones. I don't mind slinging out the odd bit of robust argument, sometimes even insults. I try not to go too far, but I'm also more than happy to get it back. If I was precious about being insulted, well, first of all, I don't think I would actually go onto the internet, if I'm honest, but I would certainly not do it to others. Simple as that. But if MPs want a stronger code of conduct, I would say fine, but make sure it's followed by everyone. I suspect that if Nadine Dorries was banned from some of the exchanges that she is complaining about, she would never be able to say anything at all on social media. I cannot remember the last time she said anything on social media that was just nice, that wasn't with the purpose of ruining someone's life. But there we are. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. Hope you found the video interesting. If you did, please click the like button. And if you'd like to support the channel further, the join button for memberships. And until next time, I'll see you later.